during the discussion, we came up with this idea of doing a startup conclave. So where particularly, of course, startups are like different sector, but we wanted to focus on more on science and technology and also more linked with the CSIR laboratories, whether directly or indirectly linked with our institutions, because we are all multiple institutions, multiple domains we work. So that's where we are focusing on this particular one. Particularly, we are looking at the theme like a catalyzing innovation. Today, we are looking at, although we have some tentative agenda, but we didn't have this minute-to-minute program that we will share once we are approved, once it is approved from ministers. So, first day highlight is our Science and Technology Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, will be here, and he will inaugurate this exhibition where all the selected startups will be exhibited their work and also some of their products they display that work. So that is the first thing. Then other dignitaries like our Director General, Dr. Kalai Selvi will be with us. In addition to that, we also have our local Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Itala Rajendra Garu, and also local MLA, Sri Bandara Shamaridi Garu. So basically we already invited them, so they will be gracing that occasion. In addition to that, we also have this industry leaders from different sectors, and of course leaders are directors, heads of the institutions across Hyderabad. We are focusing more on Hyderabad, and second day highlight is presence of our local minister, Dr. like our Honorable Minister Sri Kishan Reddy ji. Of course, other dignitaries will be there. Of course, we have 3 directors will be there, and also other dignitaries from Hyderabad city will be there. So that's kind of highlight. And so main thing I would like to see is what is that we want to achieve from this. So from this, main thing is networking, so knowledge sharing, and also showcasing our innovations, what we do. And our target audience is mostly startups, entrepreneurs, investors, and industry experts, and also government officials. Basically, we would like to have kind of synergy developed between the industry, academia, and all sectors. So that's where we'd like to showcase more. I'm sure you all know about, again, we don't want to get into, again, discussing about our achievements here, but definitely we all 3 laboratories are contributing. I request all of you to popularize about this event, and also talk, I think you are the people who can take us some of these innovations, some of these events to the common public. I'm sure you all, I request all of you to help us in reaching out to common people, and also college students and other people. More than that, we also want to use this kind of startups, because he is heading the incubation center here in spearheaded by our CCMB. And just a couple of things before I handing over to my mic about IICT. So we are happy to be part of this ecosystem offering scientific knowledge. Today, Hyderabad is known as a pharma hub. So we take claim that IICT, in particular that time, those days we used to call RRL, Regional Research Laboratory. I think that played a major role along with IDPL and Usman University and Hyderabad University. Particularly, they are all chemistry very, they are well known in chemistry. So that's where I think our RRL played a major role in making Hyderabad today a pharma hub. I think we take all credit for that one. And other recent achievements are like, I'm sure you are all aware of this Boinpalli market, what we did, this anaerobic gas lift reactor, and that technology converts waste into biogas and manure. And also there are several startups coming out of that working, and also we are also displayed or installed several reactors, Akshay Patra Foundation, to manage waste efficiently in some of those. Across the country we are doing that work. Another very recent innovation is plastics, like giving some, I'm sure we cannot avoid plastics, but if we can convert plastic to compostable plastic, I think that's where the future is going to be. So we made that contribution. So one of the startup company like a Greenworks Bio, so they came up, they tied up with us, and they're all so developing. I'm just giving you a couple of examples, and I can't keep on talking about some of these things. And Again, agro technologies also we are very much there, particularly like pheromone application technology. We spread across the particularly in these these regional Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. We are also spreading into Orissa. So a lot of requests comes to us like lakhs of acres implemented to control pests. And these are all some of the efforts we have been doing. And so I invite you all to join for this 22nd, 23rd event, witness these innovations and talk to individual startups and make their efforts and how they are all bringing up innovations and bringing the products to the market, or how they are helping, how they are basically creating employment also. These are all things important to showcase. I request all of you to help us in moving forward, and I think this is going to be a future. And I request maybe Dr. Vinay to make a few comments.
Most scientific college students will take inspiration and see there is another path to their future, that is entrepreneurship. And if you really look into India, India has changed in this context in the last 10 years. Specifically in the last 5 years, there is a huge growth in how people are taking their ideas to actually startups and eventually going towards something that they can market and become independent. This speaks volumes about the confidence of these people, and that's something that we want to encourage. And having fantastic 3 labs, one with well-known chemistry, chemical technology, and they're known for their work, they're world-renowned. And you have geophysics, which is again, we are known for what we do, and their participation in many things are known. And CCMB, which is a biological institute, one of the leading biological institutes of India. And we have been contributing in many aspects, including DNA fingerprinting, which actually started off by our pharma director Rajit Singh. And we were the 3rd country in the world, and obviously first in India to do DNA fingerprinting with indigenous probes. And our contributions have been in collaborations or otherwise over a period of time are known to all of you. Specifically during COVID, many labs, actually CSIR labs, have come together and contributed to the best we can. And they are involved in the vaccine, Covaxin, and testing many drugs. That is IICT, and CCMB is involved in coming with new diagnostics, surveillance work, wastewater surveillance, and testing, and many other aspects. Every aspect of COVID to everything we have covered. Now, so we are good at what we do in the context of our work. But it is also important that we contribute to the society, and that's where this kind of this idea kind of became more like we should do it kind of a thing. Because when we were having the conversation with our Honorable Science and Technology Minister, we talked about what our achievements are, but he was more also looking into taking these achievements to general public, and that is where some of our academic ideas can also move into industrial frontier, and that in between is the startup. So that's why the conclave is kind of thought about, and hopefully we will have a very successful one on 22nd and 23rd. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Both our fellow directors have said correctly. And 22nd and 23rd will be really a mega event for stakeholders, startup conclave it is. And as you know, the real stakeholders are the industries, the school children, the common man of this country. So it is your duty how will you convey our scientific achievements to them, our scientific objectives to them. So this is what I think we are going to display there. But as you know, CSIR-NGRI is one of the CSIR's labs where the earth science related studies are going on. These are actually the internal structure of earth, dynamics we are working on, the earthquake hazard related work, the resource related work, mineral, hydrocarbon and all these things, and the groundwater, the exploration and the management. So National Geophysical Research Institutes have done a lot of work fundamental works in the past also. And recently we are engaged in a few very important works aligned with our necessity of the country for the development, for the Viksit Bharat, the Atmanirbharta of the country, where the geothermal is one of them, the critical mineral exploration is another, and also we have a very mega project to explore the mineral in central India, and the lot of works we are recently doing, the R&D solution, providing the R&D solution for the societal aspects, like many critical installations you have seen and going on. For this, we provide the R&D solutions. So, our science, in fact, play a very crucial role in this Ambedkar, where the growing population of the country are needing the lot of I think lot of serious challenges are facing in all these resource, the water, the hazard related thing. So we are also contributing for developing a earthquake resilient society where the minimum damage or the minimum critical damages will be taking place in the future. So for this, our CSIR has also encouraging us, supporting us in many ways. For giving a very mega project like Himalaya, Ganga Basin, where we find a lot of damages, or even the small earthquake is taking place in the Himalaya. So I think this is all from my side, and I will welcome you from CSIR side, CSIR-NGRI side, 122nd, 21st. Please come there and have it. Thank you very much.
Speak a little bit about startups and how so you are contributing to the startups.
Thank you. And I must congratulate all the directors and the initiative of the minister to have this conclave, which is extremely important in today's world. Showcasing is very important. But beyond that, I'm sure all of you understand, all big discoveries happen in small places, and in labs and in startups. And these are the places where new discoveries will be made and they need to be supported. And especially this government in the last 10 years, 11 years, it has been very proactive in supporting startup ecosystem. Because we know startups are the future because they bring innovation to the plate and then it makes big difference to the society. Because what happens in labs is one part where the discoveries are made, but startups will actually translate it into a product or a process that benefits the society. So it's very important to do this. In fact, this is the model that works across the world. All big corporates are like elephants. They move very slowly. What actually happens is, in startups, innovations are made, the big companies take them over. That's the kind of thing that works because risk taking is very important. Big companies don't take, startups can take, and if they fail fast, they fail small. This is the mantra of today's startup world. And you know, India has been extremely popular and probably the second or third country in the world in terms of having startups. So the place I represent is initiated by CCMB some 7 years ago called Atal Incubation Center, where so far in 7 years we supported 170 startups in life sciences because CCMB is a life science institute. And in fact, one of our big successes, one of the startups that we had a big success was the technology was taken from IICT and developed into a product that helps the dialysis patients. So this is the kind of networking that's very important. And this is what we look forward in an event like this, where when we do these events are meant to bring this awareness to the public through media. And networking is extremely important, as Dr. Srinivas Giti said in the beginning. Networking with the ecosystem, because we have to partner with the investors, we have partnered with the academia and also corporate to make these startups successful. So this is the effort, this is the thought behind this 22 and 23rd event, and we hope all of you will come and make it a big success. And in fact, we will be displaying a lot of our technologies. In fact, we're bringing a lot of people out of town for this event, and I'm sure all of you will come and support them and ask them and see what happens. You know, it's a very interesting career option. In fact, we want people to take a startup or entrepreneurship as a career path because that's where the future is. That's what we want to convey in this particular meeting also. Thank you very much.
That is one event, but at the same time, I request you all to be continuously engaged, popularizing science and about our institutes. I'll give you one example, actually, maybe you'll understand better. So when I took over this, when I became director of this institute a couple of years ago, so I was talking to my relatives. My relatives are from nearby place. So I was telling that I joined in IICT as a director. So they didn't know about IICT. So they are asking me like, where is this IIT? Some people are talking about is it next to fire station? So that's kind of I felt very hurt actually. That kind of situation should not be there. IICT is like much more we contribute. IICT, CCMB, NGRI. So that's the kind of common people. I think we need to popularize what we do. Again, not that everything what we do is like a very worth popularizing, but at least science part, and because we're all using taxpayers' money, it is also our duty to tell them that what we are doing is for the benefit of people and solving some of the problems. So that's what I want to request you all people. First of all, thank you all coming in big numbers. Thank you.
Yeah, we can take some questions.
I'm just suggesting it should be taught in schools and colleges where the students and the college students are the future of our country. They'll be knowing many things about what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job, and it will enhance the development of our country, and it will be very useful for the society also. So I think I hope you can take up this matter.
So definitely, thank you for that suggestion. In fact, we are also inviting some of the colleges, and we are sending invitations also because this exhibition will be open for 2 full days. So 22nd and 23rd. So they will also move around and they will also understand what we are doing. And also, in fact, our labs also open for their visits. So in fact, around the years, when they get a request, we also allow them to visit our places and talk to some of the scientists. That also we are doing. So again, in addition to that one, I also request you all to encourage them to know about our institutes. Thank you.
CCMB. So, what all startups have got benefit from IICT and NGRI?
So, for example, this AGR technology. So that we gave it to several startups. Actually, some of them are going to be displaying there. And similarly, this bioplastics, and also we use this biodegradable napkins we developed. And there's quite a few others, like some of the pharma industry people also there. So we do that. So we don't have a dedicated incubation center like a CCMB, but in fact, as Dr. Madhu said, some of our technologies developed in other labs also. We go there because we're all common actually. 3 labs we're all part of CSIR labs. We don't see difference between 3 labs. Maybe in the past, maybe slightly differently we used to work, but now basically effective synergy is developing among 3 labs, and we are doing many events together, and many of these things we take forward.
In field of startups there, I think they will be coming here, and they are all related to earth science related. Some instrumentations are there, seismic, which is one of the main tools for exploration of the resources. They are working on this, the gravity method. Some 1 or 2 startup companies are very much interested in developing some new concept, new things. So they are collaborating with NGRI because we have been working in the earth science, the earth related science, or all tools, instrumentations are there, software, including the software. So the startup company are thinking in this direction, and they are collaborating with NGRI and will be collaborating. So then how, because these two will, if two will have a friendship, then only their startup things will be a really industrial type of thing will come out. So that is very important.
No, some of them are like basically which are linked with other CSIR laboratories, other cities. So they are also linked, but who have their setup in Hyderabad. So they are also will be there. So yes.
Space is also there. One of the startups.
So need not be questions. You can also make some suggestions for us how to take forward also. can tell about some like funding opportunities. So vacancies college, funding ikkada apply chesukochu. So those things we can do that. We can do it. But we have some interaction events and many other events also planned in that. We are just formulating that program right now. Yeah. CCMB and IICT. One of the project we are doing is antiviral program. And during COVID, we learned a lot together, many labs work together. But particularly we have one mission program called antiviral mission. In fact, both labs are working together. Sickle cell anemia, another one. So in fact, antiviral mission, we also recently filed patents. We are in the process of publishing. So that's a kind of, earlier there used to be little kind of concern why both CCMB and IICT don't work together. So that's actually, that's gone now. So we are working much more closer in particularly those health missions. I think in the NGRI, maybe biochemistry, there is some component, but on paper still we are how to.
We are, I think, thinking in this direction. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there are opportunities to work together, and wherever we get, we do. For example, some of our younger colleagues are collaborating with each other. In fact, 2 younger colleagues have set up collaborations with 2 other younger colleagues in IICT. This has happened the last 1.5 years, and they have project funding together. So they're addressing questions in various aspects. One of them on, neuro, and the other related in Alzheimer's kind of thing. So basically, you have people, younger colleagues interaction. That's how coming together science happens, not being because me and Srinivas sit together or work together. So that is something that we are encouraging, and we have done major projects together, as he's already clearly mentioned. One of them is sickle cell anemia. The formulation part and some of the other aspects were done by IICT. Some of the aspects were like with respect to diagnostic was done by us, and other aspects were done by places like IGIB. And most the reason is something called Phenom-India. It's a mega project where all 3 labs are working together, and in fact all 37 labs are working together. We are looking into 10,000 CSIR employees' health parameters, including 6,000 people's microbiome. This is a project that involves every CSIR lab. So those kind of things. So there are projects, except that when you look at it from outside, you think that we are all operating in our own silos. But there is a lot of effort to work together in various aspects. Almost every mission mode project. Antiviral. Yeah, antiviral. Yeah, viral is, antiviral mission is about the compounds. You will elaborate.
So basically to address any viral diseases, particularly COVID or any dengue, any viral related thing where we make molecules, we get it screened in biology. Basically we need to have chemistry and biology together, they have to work. So that's where we came up with some of the leads, and we need to take it forward.
Is it repurposing drugs or?
Repurposing drug also one of the aspects, including that.
Very recently, we have been, with IICT, we are involved in mRNA vaccines.
Yeah.
So where the kind of chemical components are made by IICT and at CCMB, we do the actual formulations and testing in cell lines. So that is something going on very well. These are diseases.
Tuberculosis,
And chikungunya.
and Japanese and some latest virus.
Yeah, at that time it was announced as India's first mRNA technology.
That was more to demonstrate the capacity. Once that is done, it's kind of, COVID is gone, the need is gone. So now we are looking at where we can reduce that platform for other diseases, mostly viruses at this point.
With respect to mRNA vaccine, the lipid part of it is where the chemistry is, and that's what comes from IICT. And biology is, of course, producing the messenger RNA, and you need lipids to package those messenger RNA. And majorly the problem about using, and while we demonstrated, taking something to market requires patent, and you cannot go and there is an infringement that comes into play when you replicate the technology. But it is important at that point of time for us to actually know that we have the capacity to replicate the technology. Now we are indigenizing the components.
There are 2 ways of looking at this dashboard. One is they sold and got the money is one. And the other one is how much the investment they have attracted. In fact, the number of companies that we have, the companies have raised 350 crores in last 3 years. The company that we had with us. So that is investments came to them. And please remember, startups take at least 6 to 7 years to put their product into the market, especially life science, biotech, medtech related ones. So investments are important. That tells you that they are investable and their products are promising. At least 3 of them have already into revenue mode. One of the technology I mentioned developed with IICT Matrix, that's already, I had a contract with at least half a dozen AIMS in the country, all India Institute of Medical Sciences. So that is doing very well. Like that we have, and if you want hard numbers, it runs into crores but not in tens of crores at this quarter.
So how many companies would be presenting at the conclave?
I mean, we are putting around 30 of them from our side, 25 to 30. Total is big. I'm talking about CCMB.
Total about 70, 80. Of course, when they are displaying 70, about 70 plus, they will be displaying, but invitation will go to many other startups. So they will be basically gracing this occasion also. So maybe Madhu, I think.
See that obviously a technology that is ready to go has been already invested in. That means the money was spent and is ready to go. Usually these are all given with a futuristic investment. Like if I give you the technology, you don't have to pay me, but you have to pay me when you are successful as a kind of equity or a say part of the revenue. So these are the deals. So usually the government is very friendly on that account. They don't take upfront money much. They take some just to make sure that the company, other parties can
The technology is transferred to a company. They would need certain access to some of our facilities. We can actually help them in that aspect, at least in the initial part, not as a long-term thing. But when the incubators are, it's easier. But even otherwise, when a technology is transferred, sometimes, but it's not like most of the time when a technology is transferred, we take a small percentage when it goes to the market.
Yeah.